Greetings, everyone, from the Gulf Coast of Texas. This is the Blaser Hour. Welcome. We're returning after a little sabbatical last week. I had to run some errands last week, so we were not able to have a show. But hey, St. Patrick's Day, got the old gear on, got the hat, we're ready to go. But what are we missing? Let's see. I love the hat. That's good. I will not be wearing this out in the out on a storm chase. But yeah, got the old Guinness hat there. Got some Irish bead. Got some green beads, and so we're good to go. Okay, so the weather somewhat quiet this week. Been pretty quiet, except for you guys in Europe. You guys kind of get pounded, you know. Sorry, I started drinking. It's been a really long week. First off, well, of course, I was off on Mondays. I had to come back from Oklahoma City, but Tuesday through Friday, I worked a total of 45 hours throughout those 4 days. So, you know, I'm a little tired. But yeah, so we got St. Pat's weekend here on upon us. Um, my little sister, she's en route from Wichita. Her and two friends actually are driving down from Wichita down here tonight. They'll be here probably another 7 hours or so. I think they're just now probably coming into Texas on the road. So that's fun. So yeah, so be fun to see them. But Crystal here, cool. First time viewing. That's awesome. Thank you, Crystal. And I saw someone else. Who was it? Someone else hadn't been here for a couple of weeks. Yeah, Deb. Hey there. What's going on, ladies? How you guys doing? Okay. And of course, Mama Bear or Mama Nun or Mother Superior. Sorry, Mother Superior in the house. I didn't start drinking. I've already started stumbling my words. Okay, so like I said, it's been pretty quiet the weather this week, but things are going to start changing as we get into next week. By the way, just a little tidbit of info here, just one little sentence. If you live anywhere in the eastern half of the United States, I'm talking even the deep south, if do not plant. You think it's all springtime now, so temperatures in the 70s for the most part. Except some of you guys up north, and you think spring's over, winter's over. Don't plant your summer stuff yet, because we gotta have a late freeze coming our way. So let's go right to it, guys. Let's a little weather to talk about as we get into next week. Oh, let's change the graphic. First off, for you guys in Europe, we're going to talk about Europe real quick because I have a nice European audience, and that's not the map I want to use. Where's my European map? For you guys, let's see, where is it? There we go. Is that the one I want to use for right now? That's not the one I use for right now. It is going to be, I hate when this program jumbled up my graphics. Hate that. I have these all sorted out, and now it jumbled them all. Okay, this is the graphic we're going to use. Sorry about that, guys. Little roller coaster ride. Okay, right now across Europe, basically it's you have kind of a tale of two Europes here. You have quite a bit of cool air and some leftover snow and a lot of snowpack actually across portions of France into northern Spain and in northern Italy, but that's kind of normal for them. That's up there. That's where the Alps, the mountain chain up there, and then extending on up northward into Poland and Germany. But you're going to start to see a very slight warm up as we get into next week. But what's going to happen is that as we get into late in the week, we're going to see all organized for very quick reference. There we go. Okay, as we get into the middle to end of next week, this is for Thursday. We're going to start to see low pressure. Oh wait, that's not it, is it? I can't even see. Yeah, it is. Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's right, Matt. Sorry about that. We're going to start seeing low pressure develop, move in from the North Atlantic over the British Isles. And that's actually going to create probably another snowstorm for the northern part of the UK, Ireland, up there, and it's probably going to look at some significant snows, especially as we get into northern parts of England, and then up into Ireland, and then some really cold air coming down across portions of the Eastern Europe into far western Russia. And it looks, like Germany and Poland, Switzerland. It's a pretty cold air there. Shouldn't last too terribly long, but you're going to see some more snows probably for the British Isles. So winter not over for you guys just yet. But now we're going to start talking about the U.S. here, because what we're looking at, there's some interesting stuff going on right now. Our attention is focused on Canada, to where this is the current temperatures about an hour ago, and there was a significant area of minus 20, minus 30 degree temperatures up there in Canada. Well, that cold air builds, it turns dense. There's a lot of momentum, and eventually that momentum has to come southbound. And you know, if cold air built up there, it does have to come down. And so what's going to happen there? And I'm looking here at the chat. Okay. Hello, Dingle. How's it going, Dingle? Glad to see you aboard. Kathy, yeah, I need to drink some more coffee. I'm doing that right now. Okay, so, but as we see all this cold air built up in Canada, eventually it does have to come down. And it is going to as we get toward next week. Let me make sure I got my right map here. Nope, that one's not it. That was not it. What was the one that I wanted? This is so frustrating how it completely screwed up all my maps. Okay. All right, we'll just make this short for the sake of not boring everyone. But basically, is what's going to happen here as we get toward the end of this week coming up, about 6 days out. You can kind of see the colder air builds up there in Canada, but you see the wind flow, especially where you see the pink. That wind flow is now directed almost due south, because what's going to happen is low pressure is going to get spun up over the Canadian Maritimes out north of New England. And so that's going to help drive some of this colder air in central Canada on southbound as we get toward later on in the week. And so as we roll through next weekend, and we start to see the cold air really come into the eastern part of the United States, especially around Iowa down into Missouri, and that colder air continues southbound into Sunday of next weekend. This is Sunday night, basically 8 days from now, and that colder air extends all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So freezing temperatures are certainly possible near the central Gulf Coast as we get into next week. But definitely, though, freezing temperatures are in store for areas of the deep south like Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta. So keep that in mind. So next weekend could be pretty interesting as far as a late freeze for the deep south, and we'll see what kind of weather that tends to stir up, especially up north, up toward portions of Illinois. Could actually see some significant snow as we get toward later on next week. Okay, will this be our last blast of winter cold? As far as like how far south this cold air will get, probably so. I do think, though, that obviously if you get north of say like the Mason-Dixon line, you can still get cold air intrusions and frost freezes through April. But as far as the deep south, it's probably over with as far as next weekend is concerned, as far as true blasts of colder air. But like Mike just said, they always have an Easter freeze down in the south, and this could be one of those instances where next weekend, you're going to see that freeze happen. Okay, so there you go. So that's it, folks. And let's see here. Typical weather for Canada. People up here, especially out east, have been spoiled and forgotten what country they live in. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. It was 92 here in Phoenix. That's nice. It'll be 90 here in Corpus Christi tomorrow. It'll be well up in the upper 80s today. It might even touch 90 degrees. Okay, so the groundhound forecast. Oh yeah, whoever believes Punxsutawney Phil and Groundhog Day needs to be fucking shot. Just saying. I swear to God, as a member of the media, I hate. Even as a meteorologist, I hate covering fucking Punxsutawney Phil. It's like, if it wasn't for that fucking rodent, that town would be a fucking ghost town. It would be sucked up by Dayton or something like that. I mean, come on. It's just, it's seriously, it's a rodent. A rodent need not be forecasting weather, period. Okay, there it is. So, seriously, people, Punxsutawney Phil has been a gimmick for hundreds of years. It was an old farmer's wise tale that has somehow manifested itself into a one-day media extravaganza, and it needs to stop. Seriously, really does. Okay, that's my rant. Clap. There we go. Oh, clap, clap. Awesome. Okay. All right. So, there's my controls. There we go. There's my controls. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So yeah. So Punxsutawney Phil needs to fucking go. As media, they need to quit fucking covering that goddamn rodent. Just saying. I mean, I know I've dropped like 5 F-bombs already. It's fucking awesome. It's what a long week, a long, tiring clusterfuck week has done to you. And I'm half tired, and, I'm surprised that you woke up for this show. And, there you go. So, deal with it, folks. Here we go. Okay. We have a really cool recipe coming up, guys. It's, a couple people asked me if I was going to do, like, the typical classic, beef or bacon. I was like, nah, I didn't want to do anything like that. One, because I was doing a bunch of double shifts this week, like I said, over, let's say, 43, 45 hours in 4 days. I wanted to do something simple this morning. Didn't want to mess with having to cook a bunch of beef and crap. And so I thought about earlier on. I think he keeps adding Irish cream to the coffee. Actually, yes, there is. There's some Baileys in here. Okay, so yes, you've got it right. Okay. So I wanted to do something simple, and so I was like, you know what, potato dishes are actually, relatively classic dishes, and they're pretty easy. So I remember this Irish potato casserole recipe with chives. So there you go. So that's what we're gonna do, guys. Everyone here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Alexandri. What's your real name? They're in Portugal. By the way, I think you're my first one that I actually know that on my fan club that's in Portugal. So thank you so much. Oh, Aria. Okay, Aria. Sorry about that. Aria, thank you for joining the show. By the way, anyone out there, if you're not a follower of the show, become a follower today, because you'll be in the know before everyone else knows. That's just the way we do it here at the Blaser Hour. And, of course, you'll learn a bunch of recipes. And plus, I'll try to keep, I want to try to keep more, put out more information during the week as far as little things to do. Okay, so, you know what? It's time to cook. So let's go ahead and I'll show you here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. We are going to make Irish potato and chive casserole, everyone. So that's what we're going to make. And we will be right back, folks. So stay tuned. The food segment is coming up, laddies and lassies. Okay, guys, welcome to the kitchen. We're going to be making a awesome little dish here. I'm going to just check on the. He had too much grog last night. You know what? I wish I had grog. I swear, because this was a rough week. Even though I had Monday off, and I was driving the whole week. I mean, this whole week at work was just an absolute clusterfuck. Okay, let's send him some recipes of Portuguese food. You know what? Yes. Go ahead. Yes. You know what? Let's do that. That'd be kind of fun. Because I'm actually thinking for my British fans next week, I'm actually thinking about making something classically British. Not necessarily super classic, but a cool little British dish. And I might just even reveal that at the end of this show because I'm pretty confident that I can do it because I'm just that badass. Okay, so let's see here. Let's look here. Okay, you know what? I'm not sure if I've ever had Portuguese food. I'm not sure. Something tells me. I'm trying to think here. Something tells me maybe like 10 years ago, I had tried a dish, but again, I mean, it's just one time, if that. So really, the answer would be basically no. I haven't tried any Portuguese food. So okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go and make our dish. It's pretty easy, and like I said, it's come on now, graphics. Irish potato and chive casserole, folks. Here's the recipe. Take it down. Pretty easy. We're using 8 potatoes here. Of course, peel them. And 8 ounces of cream cheese. 8 ounces of sour cream. Half a cup. Oops, that was a disaster. Half a cup of butter. My butter. My butter. All right, so half a cup of butter, as I pulled out of the refrigerator. Need some more coffee. Quarter cup of chives, half a teaspoon of salt, a dash of paprika, and basically you're just gonna, you're gonna go ahead and make mashed potatoes as you normally do. So you go ahead and cube these potatoes, boil them like you normally would make mashed potatoes. But we're gonna mash them instead, like with a little bit of milk, with the milk, cream cheese, sour cream, and butter. And then after we whip that all up, then we're going to go ahead and place that in the casserole dish, and then top of the chives and paprika. And then we'll cook in the oven, roughly 350 for 30 minutes, or until it bubbles. But that's probably going to be about the time it starts bubbling anyway. So, 350 for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start preheating my oven. By the time we get this done, I'll be good to go. Okay, so I'm going to tilt the camera down here as we turn the camera on. And make sure everyone has the recipe. If you don't have it, let me know. If you didn't get it all, let me know, and I'll put it back on. Here's our kitchen here. Okay, I've already boiled and drained the mashed potatoes just to save on time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my cream cheese. Okay, 8 ounces of cream cheese. And I'm going to shift things. I'm going to bring things a little closer in. Give me 1 second here. Whee! There we go. Okay, some cream cheese here. And whoever is decided to call me on the phone needs to be shot. So let's see who's calling on the phone. Well, hello there. How you doing, sir? Hey, you doing okay? I'm in the middle of my show. You're live. You're live all over the world right now. So how you doing, sir? Okay, we'll do. See you. Bye. Okay. There we go. No, it wasn't Mike. But you know, I probably need to turn off my phone because Mike is probably thinking of ideas. Okay, so I put the cream cheese in there. Now I put the sour cream. 8 ounces of sour cream. Okay. Now I'm gonna call a couple audibles here. And by the way, a little bit of milk, about half a cup. Here comes the butter, half a cup. Okay, now we're gonna mash away. I've got this weird feeling that the potatoes I used were probably not big enough, and we may not have enough potatoes here to justify all the liquid that we put in. So we'll find out here in a moment. All right, so while I'm mashing, I'm gonna look here on the chat. Let's see. Okay, heart attack casserole. Well, yeah, it's Irish. What do you expect there, Phelps? Jesus, don't put your panties back on. Okay. So let's see here. The sounds are weird as he mashes them. You know what? How's this for a sound? How's that? That's pretty gross, huh? Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do now, so I'm going to call a couple of audibles here, but I'm going to go ahead and pour this. I'm going to pour about half of this into my casserole dish. And then I'll show you the audibles I'm going to do. Okay, I'll put about half of my potatoes in there. Now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take some onions, basically about a quarter cup, and then I'm going to put half of my chives, just half. Put that in there. A little bit of paprika. Come on now, come on. All right. A touch of sea salt. And just a little bit of minced garlic. That's kind of my audible. Okay, now I want to pour the rest of it on top. So it's kind of like a double layer of flavor. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Give me just a minute. So spread this evenly. Okay, now I'm going to take the rest of the onions, the rest of the chives. A little more paprika. And another little touch of minced garlic. And then that's it. Zoom in. That's it, guys. That's how it's gonna look. You're gonna put it in the put it in the oven for 350 for 30 minutes, and then when it's done, take these little chives, these little sprigs of chive, just lay it on there as a little bit of artistic development there. So there you go. That is it, folks. Pretty easy stuff. You can make it at home. It's gonna be pretty. It's also pretty cheap to make. So there you go. And we went way too much. There you go. Okay, so that's your recipe there. We will once a recipe is done, I will post a picture on the Friends of Fossil page and my own Facebook page. So that way you kind of see what it looks like. And does anyone have any questions concerning this particular recipe? I'm going to look here. At least it wasn't doing armpit farts. Maybe we ought to. Let's do it. Just kidding. Okay. Phelps, dude. You know, I didn't know this much when we roomed together in Colorado, so I'm sorry. Okay, so, oh sweet, yeah. Hey Dingle, I guess a few weeks ago, my show was a trending video on Ustream, and so I guess it's continuing. So that's awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, pizza and hot dog surprise. Which yeah, that was awesome. Can you make it without the sour cream? You know, maybe double up on the cream cheese. I think you can do it that way. Or either that, or like for example, I used 8 ounces of both the cream cheese and the sour cream. So you can either double up on the cream cheese, but probably maybe just now thinking this out now. I would probably take that 8 ounces of sour cream and split it up between like an extra, like 4 ounces of cream cheese and some extra milk. I would do it that way instead of just doubling up on cream cheese. So maybe like instead of 8 ounces of cream cheese, be like 12 ounces, and then let's say I used roughly half a cup. Oh, I'm sorry, I used roughly a cup of milk. So maybe like maybe close to 2 cups, maybe cup and a half of milk. So I would go there. So yeah, that might work. Let's see. You may want to add some milk. The cream cheese might be too thick. The milk and the sour cream kind of help in a way to unthicken the cream cheese, but still keep it creamy. I was a little concerned when I made this that I may have not had enough potatoes for the dish, but as it turned out, as it mashed and stuff, it actually turned out okay. So I think this is going to turn out pretty good. Okay, so let's see. Photo Storm Chasers. I'm sorry. Is that you, Crystal? If I remember right. If whoever it is. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Okay, so yeah. So that's it. Oh wait, to add, not Toad. No, I know you. I know what you meant. Okay, Crystal. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. But yeah, take care of the kiddos. Okay, so yeah, so there's your recipe, and the oven now is preheated, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the oven. And in the meantime, we'll be right back with Coffee Chat. And we'll figure out something to talk about. We also have Making the Rounds coming up as well. Something, special Irish version of Making the Rounds that you won't want to miss. So, so Coffee Chat, come on right up, folks. So we'll be right back. Just a minute here. Stay tuned.
As I was going over the far-famed mountain, and as the sun around the money in the fountain, at first I just took the land and then the Malaysia, and down the river for you were a golden river, I found the this money, and it made a pretty penny. I followed in the pocket and I took it home to Jenny. She cried and she swore that she never would believe me. But the girl paid when the morning never can be easy, but surely nobody from the I call the daddy-o, I call the daddy-o, I went up to my king for a 14 lumber. I don't know what to do that, but sure it was no wonder. But Jenny didn't miss her lunch, and she filled them up with water. Get back from Captain Barrel, to be ready for the slaughter. My silly daddy from a I call the daddy-o, I call the daddy-o, baby, and for your car and the early in the morning, just before I rose to travel. Up comes the man, the bookman, and the light went in the town. I heard the beat, the horse, over in the window. My tongue seemed to go all over, and I was taken at the ring of a I call the daddy-o, I call the daddy-o, anyone can eat it, my brother in the army, I can find the station and for in the army, and if we go with me, we'll go rolling to Jenny. I'm sorry, treat me better than my own according Jenny, but sure is I call the daddy-o, I call the daddy-o, there's a stay in the car, but sure is I call the daddy-o, I call the daddy-o, there's a stay in the car. Jim and Billy with the rusty razor, Jim and Billy with the rusty razor, Jim and Billy with the rusty razor, early in the morning. Way, hey, up your rising, way, hey, up your rising, way, hey, up your rising, early in the morning. Put a little on the police over, put a little on the police over, put a little on the police over, early in the morning. Way, hey, up your rising, way, hey, up your rising, way, hey, up your rising, early in the morning. Stick him in the scupper with a hose pipe bottom. Stick him in the scupper with a hose pipe bottom. Stick him in the scupper with a hose pipe bottom. Early in the morning. Way, hey, up your rises. Way, hey, up your rises. Way, hey, up your rises. Early in the morning. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Put him in the bed with the captain's daughter. Early in the morning. Way, hey, up your rises. Way, hey, up your rises. Way, hey, up your rises. In the morning, that's what we do with a drunken sailor. That's what we do with a drunken sailor. That's what we do with a drunken sailor. In the morning.
Well, hello, lassies and laddies. We are back here at the bar de Casa de Blaser. And speaking of Irish, we're going to start off here with a little shot of Jameson. Just going to get things started here on an Irish note. Little half shot. Irish laddies' eyes waiting up on me. There you go. Okay, let's talk. We got a little bit to talk about. As I'm looking here, I hope I was able to greet or say goodbye to Mary Lou in time. I was busy transitioning from kitchen to here. Sometimes that takes a few minutes. Okay, so they're having a St. Patty's marathon today in my city. That's cool, very cool. Here in Corpus, there's a lot going on. Of course, it's spring break down here, so there's a lot of spring breakers already in town. So the beaches are pretty packed. But there's a big St. Patty's block party that's going to be going on later on today. Actually, here in just a little bit, from noon till 2 a.m. It's on the block outside this Irish pub that I kind of hang out at. So I'm going to be going there later on, especially when my little sis and her friends get here. I'm going to take them out to the block party, and we're all going to drink. So yeah, so that's kind of a deal that they do here, but they don't do any fireworks or anything like that. But I mean, it sounds like Green Bay is kind of the place to be for St. Patty's Day. So with the fireworks going on, so that sounds pretty cool. So. Let's see, Tiffany is Irish somewhere along the line. Was mainly German and Danish. Ooh, that's a nice little combination. I'm trying to remember. Let's see, I've had German, I've had Danish. I've had Danish for breakfast, but that was the pastry. So yeah, Slovenian and what? What is Ouija board? It's just kidding. Slovenian and wow, I can't even pronounce that. I may have to like run a pronouncer app through that and see what the heck that means. Okay, so what's up, Bobby? What's happening? Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming over. I tell you, I love Scottish women. Scottish women are hot. Just saying, they're fun. Okay. Oh. Okay. So. Okay. Okay. I kind of get it. Okay. I kind of get it there. That's cool. But yeah, awesome. Irish, German, Irish, Italian. Wow. So you're kind of like you put Russian. Well, you throw in Russian, and you're like three out of four Guidos there. You throw in the Russian, man, you'd have like the Guido quadfecta there, Dingle. Okay, so yeah, you know what? Where's Pat at? You know, I make this Irish dish, and he's not even here. Is he even here? He hasn't said anything at all. What the fuck, people? Or I'm sorry, what the fuck, Pat? Where's Pat at? There's my 6th F-bomb. Let's see if I can go double digits before the end of the show. Unbelievable. I pimp an Irish dish all week long, and the one probably number one Irish fan of this goddamn show cannot show up on the show. Hey, Pat, I hope you watch the recording because we're just going to trash talk you for the next 5 full minutes so you can get used to it. Just kidding. Just kidding. It's Jameson talking. Jameson. Okay. So it's Lithuanian. Lithuanian and Irish. Yeah, you've always had that unique look to you there, Kendra. I've always kind of wondered what that was all about. I knew there was some Irish in you just from the fact that you could drink almost anyone under the table. I mean, can't beat me, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. You can beat 98% of them. It's all good. Let's see. German, Austrian, Italian. Okay. No, you know what? I love English bangers. I love bangers and mash, by the way. A really good friend of mine, Peter White, I'm trying to remember what city in England he's from. But he's a really good friend of mine. He actually had a British restaurant in Wichita when I lived in Wichita, Bainers and Mash, and he introduced me to it, and I just loved it. Loved Bainers and Mash, shepherd's pie. It's really, really good stuff. Ooh, that just reminded me. Give me one. I'll be right back, literally in 15 seconds. I forgot something, and 1 second. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to remember before the end of the show to reveal the British recipe that I will be making next week. I figured, if I'm doing Irish this week, I'll give you Brit some love as well. So, Kendra, I promise you, girl, you can't beat me. I'm just saying. I mean, you can ask Shane, Steve Miller, Craig Mayer, Holcomb. No, yeah, Holcomb, Boyk. I mean, dude, seriously, you know. I'm a Jedi master of the alcoholic arts. Just saying. Okay, let's we have a few things to talk about here. We have the March Madness coming up next week. The selection show is tomorrow, and if you are a fan of the Kentucky Wildcats, welcome to the NIT, Kentucky. Yes, you're going down to the NIT. Welcome. Have fun in New York if you make it that far. If you are a fan of, let's see, what other big program is? Oh yeah, if you're a fan of North Carolina Tar Heels, welcome to getting beat in the first round of the NCAA tournament, everyone. Yes, thank you so much, because North Carolina not that good this year. If you're a fan of the Texas Longhorns, maybe the NIT, but you guys suck. Texas Longhorns suck. They're horrible. I tell you, Gonzaga. This is what you have to be worried about if you're Gonzaga. Okay. It takes experience. Okay, when you're in the big tournament, it's already nervous and it's already nerve-wracking anyway. I mean, as a player. And unless you have that experience of I've done this before, the nerves can get to you, and you can end up getting bounced out pretty early. Now Gonzaga, as a number 1 seed, because they've never been anywhere close to that before, is going to have extra pressure put on them, and it could end up being kind of nerve-wracking for them. So, I know number 1 seeds have never lost in the first round, but depending on who they draw, you get, that possibility is always there because they lack that experience of being a number 1 team. And so that pressure of being in the big dance as the number 1, that's a pressure that they're not used to, and they could end up not responding well to that. The Shockers. The Shockers are one of the Wichita State and Creighton are kind of similar teams in the fact that both those teams are going to. I would not be surprised if both those teams end up in the the Sweet 16. Depend on the bracket, of course. But those two, those two teams are just damn scary to play. Wichita State much more physical than Creighton, but I think both those teams could very easily end up in the 16. I think one of them's gonna. I think one of them's guaranteed to make it to the 16, but both of them I think could as well. Wisconsin is looking okay. I'm not sure if they're a. I think they're a 16 team. I'm not sure if they're going to get advanced further than that. Wisconsin's got some depth issues where if they get into foul trouble, they're kind of screwed because their bench kind of sucks. So Wisconsin, as long as they can stay out of foul trouble, they'll be okay. But once that happens, it can be kind of rough. Indiana looks really, really good. Indiana, what is the deal though with Indiana? Every once in a while, it's kind of like KU. They kind of go to sleep. They kind of, and then they get beat and they go, oh crap, okay, we got to do better than next week. They kind of tend to have that one game every every 6 or 8 games where they just kind of fall asleep on you. So we'll have to see if that actually comes up during the tournament or not. The main problem with the Big Ten and the Big East, the two great conferences in college basketball. Well, what happens, especially the Big Ten, is that they just rough up each other so much during the regular season that they just run out of gas by the time they get to the postseason tournament, and they all start dropping like flies. So I think that's just something that I kind of noticed that happens with a lot of the Big Ten teams. And I forgot to plug in my computer. So hold on one second. Oh, the little things I forget to do. Okay, but yeah. So the and the Big East is kind of the same way, and that showed up even last year, in last year's tournament, the Big East. You had like I think 8 or 9 teams from the Big East that made it to the tournament, and they all shot each other down. By the time they got to the big tournament, I think only one made it to the final 8. I mean, it's just that's just they just beat themselves up so much. So we'll see what happens. Phelps, half the guys I mentioned about to Kendra are on his Facebook block list. Nice. Okay, so we play them today. Who are you playing today? Let me know Tim, let me know who you play today. Oh, by the way, KU K-State later on today in the Big 12 tournament. This is, you would think K-State is bound to win one of these at some point. This could be the one, but we'll see. But I don't know. KU tends to really ratchet things up when they get to the tournament, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so it is that time, folks. It is got a few more minutes left in the show. Looks like we have about 8 minutes, so we'll have let's see, as we get into next week. Wisconsin, yes, and I think that game will tell a lot about the Badgers as far as how they're going to do in the tournament. They need to beat Indiana today, really, to improve their seed, because I think Wisconsin, as of right now, is probably an 8 or a 9 seed going into the tournament, maybe a 6 or as much as a 6. But if they can beat Indiana in the tournament, I think they could be propelled up to like a 5 seed, and that would make a world of wonder for them as far as their chances in the tournament. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so as we get into next week. Oh, by the way, for you British fans, next week I am going to make mincemeat baked apples. There you go. That's what I'm going to make next week. Mincemeat baked apples. It's a nice British dish. It's a nice little sweet little dessert dish, and so I'll be making that next week. So stay tuned, everyone. That'll be a cool little dish that we're going to do. So that's the first time I've ever decided on a dish before before the end of the show. Usually I try to I start thinking of what I want to do like on Sundays and Mondays, and I have a firm idea then what I want to do. But this time I want to do that. Some mincemeat baked apples. Okay, so we're now come to the time of the show, our most popular segment, We all, let's see, we all have those days to, okay, hold on. I'm out of it so bad today. Why are you so out of it, Tiff? This is just kind of a crappy day, just off your A game or what? Eat that too. I mean, I'm hoping to sleep in tomorrow, but honestly, guys, I really did not want to get up this morning at 9 a.m. for because I was just so tired. So it's all for you guys. But the show's fun, and I have a wonderful audience, and thank you so much. Oh, by the way, I want to pimp something real quick here. Llewellyn Live, if you don't know, Richard Llewellyn has a pretty cool little show on. He just started it a few weeks ago. Llewellyn Live on Ustream Monday nights. 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. It might be 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I'm trying to remember, but I think it's 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. But on Ustream, very much a lot more weather intensive than this show. He does not know how to cook. I do. That's what separates me from him. and there's a lot more F-bombs on this show than there is on his show. So if you want a cleaner show, more family-oriented show that's more weather intensive, then that's the show for you. If you prefer a little no holds barred, a little rant every now and then, and some F-bombs and some drinking and some good recipes, then obviously I'm your Adult Swim channel to watch. So there you go. Okay. Richard, you're doing a good job, buddy. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go right to it, guys. It's that time of the show. We're going to do Making the Rounds, everyone. Where is my graphic? Graphic! There we go. I swear to God, I had all these organized. Okay, Making the Rounds, everyone, our most popular segment. And our subject matter today is fresh on me. Okay, cheesiest Irish pickup lines. You guys ready for this? I hope you are, because this is kind of funny. Okay, so cheesiest Irish pickup lines. Number 3, laddies and lassies. Did my eyes just turn green? Because when I see you, I feel like I'm getting lucky. That's number 3, guys. Number 3. Yeah, I know. Pat, I know. Pat needs to hear this. Pat needs to watch this. But you know what? Pat didn't watch it. So there you go. He can watch the recording. All right, number 2, laddies and lassies. My number 2. Here's my number 2. St. Patrick's Day is like Valentine's Day with beer. So let's drink to some love. There you go. That's number 2 on the list. Okay, so the number 1 cheesiest Irish pickup line is, you look magically delicious, and I just happen to be a serial data. There you go, guys. Oh boy, that is awesome, everyone. Just give it up. Yay! That took some time to write. That's just something, that's pretty good stuff. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Grown. Okay, so there you go. There's your cheesiest Irish pickup lines. And so that's it for the Blaser Hour, guys. We're going to wrap up just a tad early. But but like I said, once my potato recipe is done, here in just a little bit. Actually, I look here at the timer. We get about a little less than 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left to cook. So when it's done, I'll post a picture on the Friends of Fossil, the Fossil Facebook page. So there you go. And I hope you guys had fun this morning. I know I did. I was a little tired, stumbling the words a little bit, but we're going good. And next week we're going to be making the mincemeat baked apples. So you will definitely want to tune into that. And happy St. Patty's Day to my Irish brethren watching the show. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Pat, I know I was digging on you, but you're an awesome dude. So I hope you get a chance to watch this and have a little bit of fun. So thank you, everyone. Oh, by the way, hey, real quick here, who else other than Pat is from Ireland watching the show right now? We have a couple minutes here, so let's go ahead and put it on here. If you're from Ireland, let me know real quick here, because I kind of want to know my other Irish fans here. So let's type it out, me or whatever. I give it 30 seconds. Yeah, maybe we'll start wrapping it up. Okay, guys, thank you so much for the thank you so much for your audience, for your time, and we will be back next week with an awesome British dish. So thank you all, and drink some black and tans, everyone. It's Irish. It's Irish Pat's Day, and appreciate the fun. And we'll be back next week. Bye.
I was born in the region where the birds come to me. I love it, what the hell will I? I didn't get right, what the hour comes, I didn't go in the paper, let's go over. I just locked it down, I feel like a man, so I will never stop the cry. Make you run like fuck away, I'm the greatest of the place, never stop. Fuck away! I'm the greatest of the place, never Fuck away from the greatest of the ages, never shine. Fight me like a man,